This is Larry Connors USA. Larry Connors USA.
So, they had this shooting the other day in Chicago. And what happened with that was the shooting death of a 13-year-old, Adam Toledo. And it appears he's got his hands up in the video that many were showing and nothing in his hands. And the officer fires and kills him. Well, when you look at the whole video before they edit it, you find he's got a weapon in his hand and he's near a fence. And as he turns around, he tosses it or throws it. But the officer sees him turning. He knows he got the weapon in his hand and he fires. The pistol was not in his hand when the bullet left the officer's gun, but he saw it. And, of course, they were chasing. The officers had chased down the street, running after him and some others. Our boots-on-the-ground correspondent in Chicago sent me word that police now in Chicago are going to require additional permission for such things. I'm talking about the chase. They already have, if you're going to have a police chase by car, you have to get approval by a supervisor. Well, now Lori Lightfoot said we're going to make a new policy change. No one should die as a result of a foot chase. So now what they're going to do is that if you're going to be in a foot chase, you have to get a superior's permission to chase someone on foot. Really? And Andrew was saying, well, he said, this will improve things. I responded, perfect. Next step, supervisors need to get approval, and then that position will need to get approval, and then the next supervisor, and eventually they will call the suspect's family to get approval. Can we chase your kid? We saw him running with a gun. That's just for a foot pursuit. Cops, they're in a difficult situation right now, whatever they do. And so am I, by the way, because of something I did. This hit my phone yesterday. I'm sitting playing some poker, and I'm having a good time, and it hit my phone. Suddenly, everybody thought, what is wrong with Larry? He didn't lose a hand. He won the hand, but look at his attitude. Well, here's what happened. I saw it. Quentin told me he saw it, but he said, I'm not going to bother you with it. I thought, I don't want to bother you. I said, well, I got it too. Here it came. Your content violated YouTube's community guideline standards and has been removed. So what the heck said? YouTube, hi, Larry Connors USA. We reviewed your content and unfortunately, Mike, he said, we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. We removed the following content from YouTube. Now, what did they pull off? I'll come to that in a moment. They say, we know this might be disappointing, but it's important that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. And if you think we made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. Well, I didn't care about reading the rest of the details. I did send a letter back to the email that came to me. I put a reply on it, and then I sent it back. I said it was a radio interview. It was a radio interview with a guest. I'll tell you in a moment. I said it was a radio interview. I allow my guests to make their points on any issue. It is called the First Amendment. I added, I also quoted LeBron James' remarks about the Columbia, South Carolina shooting and reaction he received. Even the reaction from O.J. Simpson. I've had John Kerry explaining the climate change and also other scientists disputing some of his remarks. I've had Democrats claiming that Trump stole the election from Hillary. When do we stop on the First Amendment? I felt pretty proud of myself. I composed, I think, something succinct, direct, defending the First Amendment. What kind of reply did I get? Address not found. It got kicked back to me. I can't send them an email. I went through, then how do I get an email to get a response? There is no way. But they made the threat. Said we took this off because it violated, let me read the phrase again. It violated our standards, which basically, according to them, is saying that you're creating false claims that advance widespread fraud. And it added to it, widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. So if I believe it was fraud or it wasn't done or there were computer glitches, I can't say that on YouTube. My guest said it, and I allowed the guest to do it, and I'm going to have the guest back. I guess it won't go on YouTube. The guest, you're at the guest? Oh, yeah, the guest, Sidney Powell. Now, a lot of people think she's bonkers. She's crazy anyway. She's an attorney, been in the practice before the Supreme Court and everything else. She was not necessarily part of the Trump team in the beginning, but when they were making the challenges, and there's an Arizona challenge, by the way, still underway on some of the ballot machines, I had her on and we put it up on YouTube. It's her opinion, her remarks. I tend to agree with some of them, but not all of them. But because I ran an interview with her and put it on YouTube, widespread fraud about the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. Where the hell was the complaints and concerns, the widespread fraud about Trump having Russian collusion to win against Hillary? Oh, yeah, that's right. That was Trump. I did a bad thing. I'm going to sit in my corner. I'm going to be silent from now on. You watch and wait. Stick around. Let your friends and neighbors know about this program, will you? And remember our pledge. One nation under God.
This is Larry Connors USA. Larry Connors USA.